Whoa, Bo! Will it be a Jekyll or will it be a Hyde? Which team from Edmonton shows up against Connor Bedard and the guys from Chicago? We get you set for the Oilers of Blackhawks of the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Wow, mamma mia, as we like to say. The Blue Jays on a Bo Bichette homer have a 3-0 lead, bottom of three, in Game 7 of the World Series. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thomson with you. I'm coming at you from the EST Satellite Studios in beautiful downtown Edmonton. Benny back at you at the technical desk at EST Global HQ. Did they just chase Ohtani, Ben Thomson? Did they just chase Ohtani? My goodness.
He has not been good. Like I know. I'm sorry. This is an Oilers show. I understand, but Ohtani,
I know, but
Ohtani
this is huge.
Good right now. Like you can tell he's on little rest. The Blue Jays bats have been going to start this game. They have not struggled to get on base. And obviously Bichette hits that homer. It was clear that Ohtani wasn't ready, and that was a strength for the Jays heading into this game, was that they had their pitchers rested and guys ready to go 4-7. The Dodgers have a lot of guys that are still not properly rested. So this is pretty crazy.
Well, Yamamoto said he would volunteer to pitch tonight, and that's coming off a decent outing last night in a wild Game 6. Oh, Barger just hit one. Little blooper to center, and another runner on one out, bottom three. We'll keep you updated as we go along. I know you're probably driving on your way to Rogers Place, and we'll let you know what's going on with the Blue Jays in Game 7 of the World Series. But I should remind folks, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to ejectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Text us 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. A reminder, we're live on location at Boston Pizza Clairview on November 12th. The Oilers 5-4-3, the Blackhawks 5-4-2. It is game number 13 of the season for the Orange and Blue. Benny, it's that time of year, my friend. We got the poppies going.
Yeah, dude, I need one. I think Matt said he had one in his office. Oh
yeah, Matty has a collection. He always does.
I'll make sure to keep one with me here. As we're now in that season.
Lest we forget, my friend, a reminder, you wear them until Remembrance Day. After that, take them off. It is respectful. All right. I feel like there's a lot of people watching this Blue Jays game right now, obviously, but feel free to shoot us a note. We do want to hear from you. This one from Dean in Medicine Hat says, hey, guys, not sure if this is being monitored or not, but worth a shot. Any idea when the actual puck drop is happening? I'm in town for the Oilers game, trying to catch as much of the Jays game as possible before walking to the Oilers game. It'll be an 8:08 puck drop, Dean. There shouldn't be any changes to that regardless of what's happening with the Blue Jays. So just expect the puck to be dropped about 8:08. That is the plan for tonight. Benny Thomson, how you feeling going into this one? I know this game, and a lot of hockey, to be honest with you, we did Hello Hockey earlier in the day, has taken a back seat to the World Series, understandably so in our country. Toronto's team that everybody in Canada seems to love, rocking and rolling so far. It's very exciting. I went and watched it at a local establishment last night, skipped hockey because it was such an exciting game. No regrets whatsoever, but it just has that. It's captured everybody's attention. We had CFL playoffs today. What a game between BC and Calgary. Oh, what an opportunity to upset BC.
Yeah. And
they blew it. Last second field goal from Sean White to end it. Montreal gets by Winnipeg. It's over. That dynasty, the Dynasty Bombers era, over. But that's kind of what's gone on around the sporting world. How do you feel about it going into action tonight?
Yeah. In terms of from looking at the Oilers, they've played the past 6 periods they've played. I guess I'm not including overtime. They've played 4 good periods, which is the positive light you can look at. Those 2 other periods where they didn't play great were brutal, god-awful periods. So, in this case, you hope that they can look at the positives and look at those 4 periods they played that were good and go, okay, we have the foundation. We know what we got to do to beat whatever team we got tonight, and that's in this case the Blackhawks, since And they've been pretty decent to start this year, but they have, I feel like the tires are turning a little bit. It's starting to get going. They just need to clean up, obviously, some typical Oilers stuff, which is falling asleep at the wheel and
classic,
and just getting too comfortable. Right, come out flying tonight. Once again, you're at home against a decent Chicago team right now, who I think is a little bit surprising to start this year. Like, I think everybody thought that the Blackhawks and the Sharks would be kind of flipped right now in the standings. Like, you would think the Sharks would be closer to taking that step than the Blackhawks were. But Chicago looks like, I mean, they're currently in a playoff spot, but I don't think they will make it. But, I think Frank Nazar has came in and helped Bedard with some production and everything, and has given him a guy to stick with. So we'll see. I guess we'll see what we get tonight from Chicago. But in terms of the Oilers, see the good 4 periods instead of the Bulls' bad 2 in the past 6 periods there.
Do you want to rattle off the question of the night, or do you want me to go through lineups? You tell me.
Go through starting lineups. It'll lead to my question.
All right, beautiful. All right, here we go. Starting lineups for tonight. A couple of little tweaks for the Oil. No more 11-7. You kind of heard Chris Knobloch saying, we'll see if we go 11-7. Probably not. You could tell there was the doubt in his tone when he talked about it. So McDavid between Nugent Hopkins and Mangiapane, that remains. Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Roslovic. Didn't mind that line at times, honestly. Henrique with Savoy and Frederick. And then you got Noah Philp back in action with Curtis Lazar on his right side. Ike Howard on the left side on defense for the Oil. Nurse with Bouchard. Ekholm with Wallman. Kulak with Emberson. Troy Stetcher, David Tomashek out of action for tonight. As for the Blackhawks, Connor Bedard centering Ryan Green and Andre Burakovsky, Frankie Nazar with Teuvo Teravainen and Tyler Bertuzzi, Colton Dach, brother of Kirby Dach, with Ryan Donato and Ilya Mikheyev, Nick Foligno centering Landon Slaggert and Sam Lafferty. I think Will Smith just crushed a bomb.
Oh, no.
Nope. Off the wall. Okay. Extra bases. He gets the second first pitch on Scherzer in the top of 4. So Foligno between Slaggert and Lafferty. That's your 4th line for Chicago. On defense, Alex Vlasic with Sam Rinzel, Matt Grilchek with Connor Murphy, and then Wyatt Kaiser with Artem Lashunov. Out for the Hawks, Louis Crevier. Your starting goalies for tonight, 27-year-old. Happy birthday, Stu Skinner. Come up with a big one. It's his birthday today. The 27-year-old, 3-3-2 with a .259 GAA, .896 save percentage, 1 shutout in 8 games this season. You've seen people kind of pointing out that the numbers going in the wrong directions, that GAA has gone up in recent games. The save percentage has gone down. It's dipped below 900. I see you. I recognize you. Let's see if he can clean that up. But here we go. Skinner versus the Hawks, a 4-0 record lifetime, 2.0 goals against average, .924 save percentage in those 4 appearances versus Chicago. As for the Blackhawks, they're going to go with 24-year-old Spencer Knight, 4-3-1 on the season, .259 GAA, .914 save percentage in the 8 games he has appeared in 25, 26. Freddie Freeman smacks one to right field, and Smith is going to hold up at third. So runners on the corners. No out for the Dodgers. Scherzer has pitched 32 pitches, and you got the bullpen. You're going to see some action in the pen. So there you go. There's your update on the Jays right now. Spencer Knight versus the Edmonton Oilers in his career. 0-1-1 record, .352 GAA, .901 save percentage in those 2 appearances. So Knight versus Skinner between the pipes tonight. All right, that takes us to the Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy Injury Report. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You have a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today at www.advantagesportmed.ca or call 780-460-9977. For the Oilers, Zach Hyman remains out wrist. Kasperi Kapanen knee IR. Matthias Janmark IR upper body. Shoulder. Alec Regula, IR, upper body. As for the Blackhawks, Jason Dickinson, day-to-day, upper body. So there you go. There is your Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy Injury Report. Let's go to Ben Thomson with the question of the night. Benny.
Alrighty, question of the night. So David Tomasek leaves the lineup. And I'm not mad at that at all. I think it's been a quiet couple of games. I even couple's a little bit of a stretch. I would say more than that. He had a good start to the year and kind of hasn't really done a whole lot since. Jack Roslovic is going to be the net front guy today on the power play one. Was, in your opinion, was that the right decision for Roslovic to be the guy, or was there anyone else on the team that you would have had fill in on power play one? That's your question.
Yeah, okay, good question of the night. So text us 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat. Your thoughts, I'll read those out as we move along. I don't mind it at this point. It's not working with Tomaszek. You're waiting for Zach Hyman to get back. He's getting closer, obviously. The target date for his return was supposed to be today. It didn't happen. Roslovic, I'll say this, like the last couple of games, Ben, you could tell he's starting to feel it, right? He's been making plays with the puck. He had that goal against Vancouver. So I don't mind it. It's something different. I mean, there was talk about putting, Trent Frederick there, and that was during training camp. I think that idea has fallen out of favor with a lot of Oilers fans, understandably so. So you want a skilled guy? You want a guy who's got some finish? You got a guy that's feeling good in Roslovic? I get it. Go for it. Let him cook, man. I think it's okay. I have no problem with the decision. And Benny, if there's no chemistry, you could tell he's out of sync with the rest of the guys. You could slide someone else in there and see what happens. Okay, you look down the lineup and you go, well, who would be another option if Roslovic doesn't work, or they give him the whole game? Could you put Henrique down there? Yeah. He's been okay lately.
He's been pretty good. One of the bright spots on this team. He's consistently been pretty good.
Would you consider Mangiapane? Even though he's not that big.
He's not big, so isn't Roslovic, but they're kind of similar and they're pesky and they corners and stuff. Mangiapane, he's relentless on a puck. So I don't mind him net front as well. But like you were saying, if I think Roslovic was the right decision. He has been very good in the past couple of games. This has been the Roslovic that I think a lot of Oilers fans were hoping for. It hasn't necessarily led to points. He's had some points, but not as much as what you see as chances. I feel like he's had 2 or 3 grade A's in each game the past 3 or 4 games. So he's definitely coming around, and if he gets that finishing touch going, he'll be good. That whole line, Draisaitl, Roslovic, Podkolzin. No matter how bad this team has been the past couple of games, that to me, that line has been consistent in terms of just they have been good every time they're out there. So it sounds like they have found some chemistry there. Hopefully Knoblauch doesn't pull out the blender for that line because they're playing pretty well.
All right, let us know your thoughts. Do you like Roslovic as the net front presence? That is the question of the night, courtesy our very own Ben Thomson. And just a quick reminder, Roslovic, a goal and 4 assists through 10 games, 3 assists through 10 games, 4 points. He's a +6, no penalty minutes in his time as a member of the Oilers. Quick update for you. 1 away. Runners still on the corners. You got Max Muncy at the dish. 3-2 pitch coming right away here from Scherzer. Bullpen is active. The Dodgers have Glass now going. That's a ball 4. Bases juiced. Who's coming up next? Is it Mookie?
They moved
or Teoscar.
Teoscar, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated on that if you're driving in and listening to the show. All right, we want to hear from you, 780-218-9999. Cass is on his way. His computer installed an update. We can go inside the Oilers locker room, or Betty, we could take a look around at out-of-town scores really quickly as we await Cass. 13 games on the schedule. Here is what has happened so far. It continues to happen in the National Hockey League. I feel like most eyes are on this baseball game. Understandably so. Boston defeats Carolina 2-1. Winnipeg 5-2 winners over Pittsburgh. Nashville doubles up Calgary 4-2 in the Music City. Chicago 3-2 winners. Oh, good catch by Dalton Varsho. Smith will score. And 2 away with the Jays up 3-1. Great catch there by Varsho. He gets the ball in quickly. Will Smith does manage to score. All right, there you go. There's your update. Florida 4-3 winners the shootout over Dallas. Buffalo, Washington tied at 3. 13 minutes remain in the third period. 2-2 Montreal and Ottawa. 18 minutes remain in the third. 4-1, the Leafs lead the Flyers. 18 minutes left in the third there. Also in the third period, midway through, Columbus up 3-1 on St. Louis. You've got Mini leading Vancouver 4-1 at, there's 13 minutes left as well. New Jersey up 1-0 on LA, 5 minutes into the first. And then you got the Oilers hosting the Blackhawks. And then you got the Kraken welcoming in the New York Rangers, who we saw the other night, where the Oilers collapsed with the 3-1 lead going into the third period. All right, let's see what we got. No Clue says, yeah, the chemistry was just starting to cook. That line should be back together. Which line are we talking about there?
There's the Draisaitl, Pod, Colson. And
yeah, okay. What else? No Clue also says, just hoping for a better game than the last one. Yes. What do you feel about the goaltending, Benny? Because that's come under fire.
Yeah, it's funny how, I think the first 8 or 9 games we were talking about how, this team's strength right now is goaltending, weirdly enough. Mm-hmm. And then a Halloween decoration just fell down. It's funny how just that was, we were talking about how that was a strength, and then now it's completely flipped within just 3 or 4 games, and it's call up Ingram. This goaltending's horrible. They can't make a big save. The whole deal. I understand the frustration. Would I have liked Stu to make a couple more saves on the game against against the Rangers? Sure.
Yes.
But who you're getting with Stu. You're gonna have those moments, right? It is what it is. He's not an elite goaltender in the NHL. So you're getting what you kind of paid for with him. I'm still confident in Stu. I don't think he is a guy. It's like alarm bells are going off when he's in net, and you should have zero confidence in him. He's shown more good than bad to start this year. But I mean, overall, I think you gotta let him ride it out. It's his birthday today. I think players tend to play better on their birthday. So let's hope that with another year around the world here, around the sun, that he plays a little bit better on his birthday today.
Vladdy Guerrero with an amazing catch to end the Dodgers at bat, and the Jays go up or remain up 3-1 heading into the bottom of 4. I'll keep you posted on that game as we move along. All right, I see Cass is good to go. Let's welcome him in. He looks frustrated at his computer. That's okay, Cass. We'll get by it together, buddy. Game Changers with our game analyst, Matt Kassian, brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Damon Bunting, consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. Check him out. He's community-driven, understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. And you can visit him at DamonBunting.com or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Cass, you okay? Is everything all right?
I'm good. Oh, no, it's just one of those, I went to turn my computer on, give myself 5 or 6 minutes to get on here, get ready, and then all of a sudden I decided to do something called a BIOS update, which I think is the operating system. And I didn't get any choice about this, but it apparently takes a lot longer than the 30 seconds or 40 seconds I was hoping it would take. So regardless, I'm here, Tom. Ready to go. It's Stuart Skinner's birthday, and we all know he's my favorite person in the world.
Yes.
And, people come up with things about me and him all the time, which can be quite entertaining. And the Oilers are playing, and the baseball thing is kind of happening too. So lots of exciting things going on tonight. It's a good night to be in Edmonton. That's for sure.
Yes, and the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show is cooking.
Absolutely.
On Edmonton Sports Talk. Yeah, they're just replaying this Vladimir Guerrero catch. It was in foul territory. I think it was around Ramos, but great snag. Jays going to the bats up 3-1, bottom of 4. All right, Cass, I'm going to throw the question of the night. It's from Ben. Well, actually, no, because you're going to talk about it right away here. So let's start with point number 1 of Game Changers, and that would be the Boosh bounce. Come on, Cass.
Come on. Are we feeling lucky today? Is it the day today? Is today the day? Is tonight the night? Do we get playoff Bouchard or a shadow of playoff Bouchard? Or are we going to get what we had last game? The no good, very bad, poor, lousy, awful, horrible turnovers, nonchalant. So bad even that Knobloch is actually sort of calling him out in post-game interviews. That's how you know it's bad, is Knobloch is talking about how he needs to be better in interviews publicly. Like, that's how bad Evan Bouchard was last game. Which was not, I don't want to say this. No, you just can't. You was not astounding that Knobloch called it out, but in some ways I'm like, ooh, yeah, this is where we're at now, is where a coach that really doesn't like saying anything publicly negative ever said quite a bit negative about Evan Bouchard and his play. So, how is Bouchard going to bounce back? I mean, this is, I think, the first time that I can recall, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time that I can recall that Knobloch has said anything negative publicly about Evan Bouchard ever.
Yeah, like he may have had a couple of comments in the past, Cass, but not to this extent. And
guarded comments, right? Like guarded comments like, hey, we got some guys that need to be better, that really struggled out there, that were struggling with passes, or, some of our defense was struggling with passes today. Like things like that, where it's like it's still shaded or shielded a little bit, but nothing overt where it was like, yeah, Evan is doing this, which is what we had. And so I'm really interested to see how Bouchard responds. Like, what type of bounce back is he going to have? Are we going to see like what we saw from Darnell Nurse, where he, it wasn't publicly to the press, but his minutes got pulled back a little bit and he bounced back and had what was Darnell's best game of the season by far and away against the New York Rangers. I mean, what are we going to see from Evan Bouchard? Are we going to see frustration? Are we going to see energy? Are we going to see a little bit of nasty in his game? What Evan Bouchard are we going to get? It's the closing your eyes and pulling out the box of chocolates right now, and I guess we're hoping that Knobloch's conversation maybe reduce the number of different ones as something's going on, and I don't have the game down here.
Oh, the benches have cleared, boys. Jimenez gets hit.
Oh boy!
And John Schneider is in Will Smith's face, and then now the bullpens have come in.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I could hear the TV in the living room, like or the chill lounge in the office. I just heard a bunch of screaming from the TV.
Wow.
What happened?
I muted mine because I knew it would be a distraction.
Yeah, this is sorry. I have it on in the satellite studios here in my office at my place downtown, and this is here we go again. Whoa, boys! I'll just give you the play-by-play. Like,
please.
There's some chatter at around in between second and third where Schneider was like hugging Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Schneider like starts running to second base, and there's like it's flaring up again. I think one of the bench coaches from the Dodgers is getting into it. And it's hard to tell who's who because they both have the same blue cut, like the royal blue with white, right? So you got to look for the different colored pants. Some fireworks in Game 7 of the World Series. This is super exciting. And now the umps are getting into it. Yeah, umpire crew yelling at the guys. This is awesome. Okay, it is Game Changers with our game analyst, Matt Kassian. And we'll see what happens with Bouchard. There was actually a funny text that came in. I think it was Zedmo. Said...
Show the Oilers. Set it off.
Yeah. Zedmo also said there's no protecting Bouchard's play. He's been bad. And then I think James was like, Bouchard was bad in the Kings playoffs for the first 2 games, correct? And James follows up with, then he basically traded the van for a scooter by stopping Byfield late in the 3rd game for the Oilers to win and totally redeemed himself. So great poll there with the reference to dumb and dumber. Yeah, Jimenez was giving it to, oh man, they're getting into it. Yeah, a couple of F-bombs.
It's normal.
I didn't mean to hit you. And then everybody jumps over the railing of the dugout. Oh, this is fantastic.
That's great for a Game 7.
I love this.
This is awesome.
So good. No punch up, James. It's not the punch up in P.S. Stanny, like what was that 1989 World Juniors? But now, I mean, the umpire crew's talking to Dave Roberts and Rob Blesky. That's who's pitching for the Dodgers right now. He hit Jimenez. Springer at the dish. So there you go. There's your update. All right, let's go to point number 2 of Game Changers with our game analyst, Matt Kassian. Point number 1 was the Bouch bounce. We'll see what he does today. He's not been good this season at all. Point number 2, Roslovic Rocket, Cass.
Yeah, little little opportunity. We talked last game. One of the bright spots in that game was the Draisaitl, Podkolzin, Roslovic line, and we're getting that line again. It looks like. Maybe, hopefully, probably,
yes.
At least to start the game, we're getting that line. And not only that, we're seeing a little bit of a roster rotation, which I understand, getting some guys that maybe haven't played as much or sat out a couple games in a row here now in Noah Philp and Curtis Lazar back into the lineup. Lo and behold, you're able to do this because Roslovic is coming along. Probably his best game as an Edmonton Oiler last game. Again, one of the few bright spots is throughout the game, not just in the first and second period, but throughout the game. And guys, looks like he's going to be on the power play here. Looks like, which could be interesting. Now, we might see some rotation. He might not be the only guy that gets an opportunity with Tomasek coming out of the lineup, or is it looks like Tomasek coming out of the lineup?
He's out, yep.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, things happen, Tom. Things happen. But,
I know.
Want to see what that looks like, especially as we're getting closer and closer. And Zach Hyman's getting not too far away here from playing. Like he's getting close. They probably want to take a look at Philp and Lazar again in there. Tomasek is a placeholder, even if Roslovic is and most likely would be a placeholder on the power play. Looking to establish what this lineup could look like or potential options when Zach Hyman comes back. Now, might not be too crazy to say, well, maybe Mangiapane slides down the lineup. RNH and McDavid play together with Hyman. If Podkolzin, Draisaitl, and Roslovic can continue to play like they've been playing and Roslovic drives this thing, well, now all of a sudden your top six has some tremendous flexibility with Mangiapane sliding down the lineup. Frederick hasn't done a lot, but that third line, Savoy, Henrique, who's quietly starting to play much, much better, potentially could get even better than it already has been. So there's change in the wind with Zach Hyman looking to come back. And for Roslovic here, I mean, it's a huge opportunity for him to really try to earn a spot, because defensively, it's not like he's done enough for us to say, hey, you throw him on the fourth line. So offensively, now that we've seen a little bit of jam from that Draisaitl line, it's a huge moment for him. Again, not too long until Zach Hyman comes back. So for Roslovic, a big, big night, and hopefully a big night for the Oilers with him contributing on the power play.
Quick update from Game 7 of the World Series. George Springer, a comebacker at Wrobleski, hits him in the leg, and now you got runners at first and second for the Jays. 1 out with Lucas at the dish. All right, Benny, did you want to add anything to the Roslovic thing? Because it was part of your question of the night.
Yeah, Cass touched on all the points there. I mean, he has, when the Oilers signed him in Game 1 of the season, it was. I think some people were skeptical about, why was he so late into signing, right? Like he's a guy that scored 20 goals last year, 5-on-5. Like, how do you not, how is this guy not getting picked up earlier in the season? It came down to just money and it was a numbers game. But those first, couple of games for him in Edmonton were not very good, especially specifically on that road trip, and he struggled. And maybe you could chalk that up to not having a training camp. That's definitely a possibility. But the scouting report on him was that he tends to, not be great for 10, and then all of a sudden you notice him for another 10, and then he goes away. So he's very inconsistent, was kind of the scouting report for him. So let's hope that the bad games were just him getting warmed up with no training camp. And now that he's good in peak shape, looking a lot better in Edmonton and playing this way more consistently throughout the year.
All right, it is Game Changers, brought to you as always by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Point number 1, Cass had the Boosh bounce. Point number 2, Roslovic rocket. Cass, point number 3, I read this and I was like, yep, I know exactly where he's going with this. This is fine. We are fine.
We are fine. Everything is fine.
Yes.
Everything is. This is fine. It's okay. We're fine. Interesting comments from Stuart Skinner. Spoken like a true goalie that just it has to find a way to convince themselves mentally that if everything's on fire, that it's not. Right. Now, I will give him that. I think he has actually been pretty good for the most part this season. Like he's actually been pretty solid. But to sit and to say playing .500 hockey through the month of October and you're fine. Like,
not where this team's at right now.
I mean, it hasn't been fine. I mean, this is fine. You know, if you're the Chicago Blackhawks, this record is fine. You know, if you are the Anaheim Ducks, this record is fine. If you're the Seattle Kraken, this record is fine. For the Edmonton Oilers, it's not great. A little bit less than fine.
Yep.
So a little bit of an interesting tidbit from him, as you guys pointed out. I believe it is his birthday today.
It is.
I should know that. I guess I do know that because I just brought it up too. But maybe it's a little bit of that birthday, the excitement, ready for the day. But guys, I don't know if I'm ready to agree with them and say that everything's fine. I think it will be fine. I think they are, like, it's fine as in, the sky isn't falling. They haven't fallen apart, but it seems a little bit over optimistic in terms of what their actual quality of play is. And I know, yes, they're going to break down video a little bit more than we will, or a lot more. They're going to watch things a little bit or a lot more than we do. They're going to pick it apart a lot more than we do. But I just can't. I can't look at those games and be like, yeah, they're doing everything totally well, and they've had all kinds of chances. They just haven't found a way to score. Like, it's been very average to sub-average hockey for the Edmonton Oilers, aside from a couple of bright spots and a few moments and a couple of really good periods in some of the games, and not complete games. But it was just an interesting concept to me of where he is at mentally and emotionally right now, and just be like, yeah, we're fine. And the reason that it's interesting to me is to say that instead of being like, you know what, there's things to work on. We're trying to get better every day. We're trying to improve every day. I'm going to continue to work. We're all going to continue to work. We're going to keep doing things the right way, and things are going to be good. Like, that's normally what you hear.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, the pushback is going to be, well, saying everything's fine. And if they suck again, all of a sudden it's going to be like, oh boy, like, he said they were fine, but are they really? Are they really fine? And I wonder if that resonates in his own head as well. So just a little tidbit of how goalies think, which is just completely crazy at times, or they just lie to themselves about various things. But I just thought it was such an interesting comment to me. I couldn't help but bringing it up for this pregame show, because are you going to be fine against the Chicago Blackhawks, Tom? I don't know, because we haven't seen a full 60 minutes from this team yet through however many games they played this year.
12. Cass, great stuff. Vladdy at the dish, 2 men on, 2 out, and Tyler Glasnow pitching for the Dodgers. Great stuff as always. I'll catch up with you on the post-game show.
Sounds good, fellas.
There's our game analyst, Matt Kassian, with Game Changers, brought to you by Damon Butte Real Estate. You can text us 780-218-9999. You can get to the nasty chat as well. The 1-1 pitch. Ooh, check swing. Did he go? No. All right, 2-1 is the count on Vladdy Guerrero. All right, Derek Van Diest from Rogers Place looks like he's ready to go, but he actually looks like he's watching the game. Sorry, DVD. Let's bring him on. He's going to give us the Chicago side of things. Like, you're in the press box. Are you watching the TVs right now? Where are you, man? I can't hear you. You're muted.
I don't think it's the right mic.
You don't have the right mic selected. All right, we'll get him sorted out. All right. Yeah, there you are. Okay, there you are.
Yeah, sorry, wrong. I had the wrong setting.
That's okay.
Yeah, game going on right here, like on the big screen on the Jumbotron. It just started the warm up, so everyone's kind of keeping track of what's going on. I missed a little bit of the brouhaha. I was in the elevator when it happened, so I was walking over here. So I kind of missed that. So it'll be an interesting night. If the Jays can hold on to this one, and if the Oilers can win this game, it'll be a good night.
Guerrero, the fly to center. That will do it for the bottom of 4. All right, DVD, give us the scoop on those Chicago Blackhawks. They've kind of been okay to start this season. A little bit upstart. What's the vibe around the Hawks? What did you hear and what did you gather from this morning?
Well, yeah, they have been okay. They're a team on the rise, obviously, and they're only going to go as far as Connor Bedard takes them. So I think that's the issue. I remember having an extended conversation with Bedard this summer over at that Hockey Canada Olympics orientation. He came in and we chatted for a good 10, 15 minutes. And he said he's trying to take a little pressure off himself. And he took some time off this summer. And he thought it was the best thing for him because he's been go since he was 14 years old. There's been a lot of pressure on this kid for a long time. And he kind of just wanted to step back from it, step away from it. I don't think the Hawks have done a great job of building a team around him. I think it's a little bit the way what happened to Taylor Hall and Jordan Eberle here in Edmonton. They had these two up-and-coming rising players, and then they just couldn't put a decent team around him. And I think that's what's happening in Chicago. They brought in some veterans last year. They didn't work out. They shipped out the veterans. They brought in a goalie this year. I think that's the big thing. Spencer Knight is playing very well this season. The backup there in Florida, he was never going to get decent playing time in Florida, so they traded him to Chicago as part of that was a Seth Jones trade, I believe it was. He went over there, so he's been really good, and it starts from there. But I think, Chicago is kind of taking the next step in this rebuild, and it's been tough because they've been spinning their tires for a lot of years now. So now they've taken the next step in the rebuild, and it starts with him. And I think Bedard's trying to play with a little less weight on his shoulders, and I think the team is trying to build a bit more competitive club around him so he doesn't have to do everything. And I think it's a lot of stress to put on a 20-year-old when you want him to come in here and be your franchise player. This is Connor Bedard, right? This is not Connor McDavid. He's an exceptional player. He's a really talented player, but we've seen in the past too much pressure put on number one overall players, and they just can't handle it. So you have to be careful the way you kind of insulate these guys. And I think the Blackhawks have kind of turned that corner and said, okay, listen, we got to put some good players around them. Not just veteran guys that have been around. You need some veteran guys that can play. You need some veteran guys that can contribute offensively. And I think the veteran guys that had before, they were good character guys, but they just weren't going to contribute the way they needed to. And I think that's what they're getting out of them now.
All right, the Blackhawks coming into this game, losers of 2 of their last 3. They dropped a decision the other night to Winnipeg. 6-3 was the final there. They are in the midst of a 6-game road trip. This is game 2 of 6. Winnipeg, Edmonton, Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary, Detroit is the road trip for the Hawks. Let's see how they handle the Oilers tonight. Are there any concerns if you're the Oilers when it comes to this Blackhawks lineup? Outside of Bedard, maybe, do you look at Tyler Bertuzzi as being a threat? I know Burakovsky's on that top line with Bedard. Frankie Nazar is kind of elevating himself. How do you look at this forward unit outside of Bedard from the Blackhawks? Yeah,
I think Frankie Nazar has been a big revelation on this team. He's playing really well. He's on the back of that big contract that he got. So he's going to be the future of this team. And from all accounts, he's such a great guy out, off the ice. He's a fun-loving guy. He loves going to the rink. He loves playing the game. He's an energetic guy, and I think that's spreading around the locker room right now. But I think, if you're not getting production from Chicago's top line right now, I think they're in trouble. We saw that the other night, and Winnipeg was kind of running away with that game. And they need exceptional goaltending, and they need their top guys to produce. And I think that's the thing with Chicago right now. They're building that team around these guys, but they're not quite there yet. If I'm the Edmonton Oilers, they need to put in a good effort, a good solid 60-minute effort. We've yet to see one of those. They played really well for 40 minutes the other night, and then the wheels fell off. They just need to take care of the puck better. They need to make better decisions and maybe play with a bit more urgency. Stop playing from behind. And I know it's tough, and I know it's October, and I get that. June is a long way away. April, May, June is a long way away. But eventually you got to start kind of building momentum here and getting some traction. And I think that's the issue right now. There's some teams that come out and they're fired up and they know that they have to play exceptionally well in October and November and December to have a chance to play in the playoffs in April and June. I think the Oilers have shown in the last couple of years they can turn it on. They can get it all together. They have the talent, but I think they're working. It's still a work in progress, and they just haven't got all aspects of their game together. But I wouldn't panic if I was an Oilers fan. I wouldn't worry. We've seen this before. We saw an absolutely horrendous start 2 years ago, and they made it to the Cup final. So, this team is capable of putting together runs and strings, and it's just a matter of they're trying to find each bit of their game together, and then they're also trying to incorporate 6 new players in the lineup or things like that. So, trying to find the combinations. They're missing one of their top guys, it's Zach Hyman, who's not back yet. We'll see when he's able to come back. So. Yeah, there's some things to be worked out here. I think it's a little too early to panic if I'm an Oilers fan.
Just really quickly, your thoughts on the play of Evan Bouchard. And, Speck wrote a pretty scathing article about him the other day.
Yeah.
And he wasn't wrong. But he referenced him as the elephant. But what would you say about Evan Bouchard and trying to find his game?
Well, Yeah, I think it's twofold here. One is Evan Bouchard is not playing well, but he's not really suffering any consequences for that. Like most guys would be missing a shift. Most guys would be missing a game. He'd be in the press box, would be sat for parts of games. And he makes these terrible mistakes, and then he's out there for the next shift. So, I've talked to a lot of coaches in my time, and, you've played, Tommy. Some guys you can kick in the butt. Some guys you got to coddle. And I don't think Bouchard is a guy that you can kick in the butt. I think he's a guy that if you do these things to him, you'll lose him and he'll just he'll go away. It won't help him. So you got to kind of, coddle him and pat him on the back and, pat him on the butt and say, okay, we'll get the next one. When I get the next one. And Paul Coffey was so good at doing that. Paul Coffey was able to get the most out of him behind the bench, and he could go to Paul Coffey. We were the similar players. And Paul Coffey's in the Hall of Fame, multiple Stanley Cup winner, and Paul Coffey would kind of settle him down. I don't know if there's anyone on the bench right now to settle him down, so he's got to kind of find his own way out of this hole. But he'll be okay. It's just he's got to play with a bit more urgency, and I think that's the one thing that kind of bothers me on his part of the game. You throw the puck away, you better be damn sure you're hustling to get back and to make that play. And I think we've seen too often throws the puck away, kind of puts his arms in the air and exasperated, makes a half-hearted attempt to get back, and it doesn't happen. Like, everyone throws the puck away. Everybody makes mistakes. It's how you react to those mistakes that matter. And I think that's the one thing that's, I think, frustrating Oilers fans. Yes, he's going to make mistakes. He's got to make some big, big bonehead mistakes, but you got to try and rectify those. You can't just throw your arms up in the air and it's like, oh, I gave the puck away again. Get back, try and make a play, and just not be running around. So I think right now it's compounding things when he makes mistakes, when he doesn't, put in the whole effort to try and rectify those mistakes. And, I think that's one of the things. There's a lot, it's a big weight on his shoulder. It's a big contract. He's a really good, talented player. But I think he is missing Paul Coffey behind the bench right now.
All right, big boy. Great stuff as always. Thank you for the look at the Chicago Blackhawks. You've got a baseball game to watch while you cover a hockey game, so go enjoy it. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Sounds good. See you down here.
All right. There's Derek Van Diest at NHL.com giving us the scoop on the Hawks. He was down at the rink this morning and had a chance to touch base with them there. So, all right, just a quick update with the World Series Game 7. If maybe you're driving or you're not keeping up to speed on it, it is top of 5, 1 away. Dodgers have a runner on the corner at first, and then Shohei Ohtani at the dish. Max Scherzer has just been pulled. Who did they put in for Scherzer? They've got Varland in there. Okay, so there you go. Ohtani, swing and a miss, strike one. All right, there we go. I'm doing my play-by-play. 1 away, top of 5. Jays up 3-1. There's your out-of-town update on the World Series. Okay, Benny, do you want to add anything, or do you want to go to Chris Knobloch? Because we have Chris Knobloch, right?
Yeah, we do. Let's go Chris Knobloch. I'm curious to see what he said before the game today.
Awesome.
Alrighty, this is Chris Knobloch on tonight's game.
Yeah, Phil's coming back in. Tommy's coming out, and we'll be running 12 and 6.
Give us a bit of a thought on Noah's year to date. He's had to be patient here for a little bit, but how have you viewed his contributions and sort of what his opportunity looks like here?
Overall, pretty good. 2 goals and assists, 6 games, playing 10 to 12 minutes every night. We want a guy, if in that role, playing with a little speed, a little tenacity. Definitely has those attributes, and we'd like to work him on and get him involved in the penalty kill if he's a part of this team. And whether that starts tonight, tomorrow, whatever down the road, but if that is his chair and if he's going to be with his team, I think that's somewhere that he can contribute. But I think with our team, we're always looking to get a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, and Noah could help with those aspects.
Jack Roslovic looks like he's taken over net front in the power play tonight. Just talk about some of the attributes that factor into that decision.
Well, the power play's been going fairly well this year, and Tommy's been net front, so we wanted somebody with a similar skill set. Tommy's not playing tonight, but we wanted a right-handed shot, somebody who can get in front of the goalie. Jack could help with our entries with his speed, but with the guys that we have, that's not really... won't need those contributions, even though he could provide those. But here's a guy that's joining our team, has been playing very well, has had many scoring opportunities, contributed a little bit, but we feel that he's a good offensive player, that he should be able to fill in on that in that role.
I know you're looking to cut back the big mistake, right? Kind of get out of your own way with some of these big things that have been happening. What's the balance between sort of the group understanding how to do that, self-regulate, hold each other accountable, but also the coaching staff having to do that too, and to work through this phase where these mistakes are happening? Yeah,
there's it is a fine line, holding guys accountable, but also having them feel confident that they can make plays and that they make a mistake and they don't get a play more, or they get shut down. It's important that they feel the support and they are getting coached. Coach is showing them the information about maybe why those mistakes are happening, and if it's carelessness, complacency, then it's the next step has to be taken.
What do you make of the Chicago team? And is it any harder to pre-scout a team when so many of their guys just don't have a long history in the NHL?
The more you know a team, the more they've. Anytime the new coach comes in, system changes. If a team's been, just for example, Tampa Bay, coach has been there for a long time. The majority of the players, the main players, have been there. You have a pretty good idea what their team is going to be like and what each player is going to provide. And anytime there's been a lot of turnover with coaching staff, players, then it makes it a little more difficult because it's, I think from game to game it fluctuates, and they're also trying to probably find their identity. But, we look at their previous handful of games and you have an idea what their systems are like, which players get used in certain situations, and we go from that.
So it's Game 7 of the World Series tonight. What's the protocol in the dressing room? Is it TVs off at a certain time and focus on it?
The TVs are on. They obviously pay attention, whether it's the baseball game's on or hockey. Usually they're watching something leading up to probably before they're getting dressed. But that's pretty much what they've done.
So your little replay screen will be hockey, not
on the bench. I'll be probably checking the scoreboard and seeing if they have updates, but no, there won't be any game on there.
All right, there's Chris Knobloch. I'll give you an update on the Game 7 situation right now. Jays get out of the inning up 3-1. Varland gets them out of it after pulling Scherzer. Scherzer, what do you go, 5 2/3?
Yeah.
So good start for him. He gave a nice acknowledgement to the crowd. He got a nice standing ovation after his performance. So we'll see if the Jays bats can add to this lead. And people are just rocking out at the Sky Dome tonight. It looks like a good time. A lot of people distracted. You heard Chris Knobloch there saying, no, I'll be looking at the scoreboard, out of town scoreboard to see what's going on. Nothing. I'll be watching my game and then watching the scoreboard to see what's up. But the Jays in the lead, bottom of 5. Let's see how this goes. It's the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Oilers and Blackhawks coming at you, first of 3 meetings this season. They're replaying the bench clearing, the dugouts, and the bullpens getting in. I love this. This is fantastic. Benny, we have a couple of minutes left. Final thoughts from you, big boy.
Let's hope for a better performance than what we got on Thursday night. I wouldn't mind the effort of what we saw in the first 2 periods against the Rangers. Wouldn't mind that for full game. I'll take it. Let's not have a game where we're talking about another disappointing loss for the Oilers tonight. I feel like we'll be having too many of those too early in the season. With that being said, let's hope they come out with a consistent good effort tonight. And hopefully we're talking about an Oilers win and a Blue Jays World Series win as well.
Ooh, liner to third. Muncy catches it on Bo Bichette, one away bottom of 5. There's your update. And yeah, you're right, Benny. Like a nice clean game from the Oil.
Please
learn from your mistakes again, like you said, and we'll see if they walk away with 2 points. Then we could be talking about an Oilers victory. If the Jays can hang on, we'll talk about a World Series win for Toronto. Maybe they get a comeback out of LA. But if you're a Jays fan, none of that. We'll have none of that.
Yes.
We won't say it. I also respect the Jays for going back to their the standard white uniform, the white on white. I know they wore the baby blue yesterday, which I think is a really nice look. But they've kind of gone through all their uniforms in this World Series outside of that City Connect jersey, which I think is a bit silly. But
interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the jersey. I'm a big fan of just baby blue in general. I'm a big fan of. So even with the Jays, I like those jerseys quite a bit. Fortunately, they lost them.
Do you like those City Connect ones? Because I don't really.
My dad owns one. I don't mind them. I don't think they're great. To me, it's the worst jersey out of the other 3 they have with with the regular blue, baby blue, and then the white. I think they're regular blue. To me, it's kind of like the Oilers' regular home jerseys where they just it just feels right. I hope the Oilers don't change those jerseys for the rest of time. Those are the perfect, they're iconic, the history behind it, everything. There's the slick look. I think everyone can agree. They are just such nice, clean jerseys.
They are. Don't touch them. Leave them alone.
Yes.
Let them be. All right. Your lineups really quickly for the Oilers. McDavid between Nugent Hopkins and Mangiapane. Draisaitl between Podkolzin and Roslovic. Henrique centering Savoy and Frederick. Noah Philp back in action. So is Curtis Lazar. He'll be on the right side. Philp down the middle. And Ike Howard on the left side of the fourth line. You've got Ekholm with Bouchard. Nurse with Wallman. Kulak with Emerson. No Stetcher. No Tomaszek. As for the Hawks, Bedard between Green and Burakovsky. Frankie Nazar between Teuvo Teravainen and Tyler Bertuzzi. Colton Dock between Ryan Donato and Ilya Mikheyev. Nick Foligno centering Landon Slegert and Sam Lafferty on defense. Alex Vlasic with Sam Rinzel. Matt Grelchuk with Connor Murphy. Wyatt Kaiser with Artem. Lev Shunov, and then Louis Crevier is out as a healthy scratch. Starting goalie is a birthday boy, 27-year-old Stu Skinner, 3-3-2 this year, 259 GA, 896 save percentage. He is 4-0 lifetime versus the Hawks, 2.0 goals against average, 924 save percentage in those 4 games. And then 24-year-old Spencer Knight at the other end of the rink, 4-3-1 on the season, 259 goals against average, 914 save percentage in 8 games. He is 0-1-1 lifetime versus the Oil, with the 352 GAA, 901 save percentage in his 2 appearances versus Edmonton. Barger just struck out. Bottom of 5, 2 away. Jays up 3-1. There's your final update. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching our show and listening to our show, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. I know it was hard to do it, but we appreciate those who did. And we'll see if the Oilers can get a win over the Blackhawks, and we'll see if the Jays can build on this lead or hang on and walk away with their 3rd World Series title in franchise history. For Matt Kassian and Benny Thompson, I'm Tom Gazzola saying enjoy the Oilers and the Hawks. Enjoy Game 7 of the World Series. We'll talk to you after the Oilers game. Bye-bye.